Thanks everyone for being here today for this webinar. So today we're going to talk about the Bachelor of Science program and to focus on the Math and Computer Science double major. So my name is Florence Bernard. I'm an International Marketing Manager at École Polytechnique, and I'm here today with two experts of the Bachelor of Science program. So hello, Céline.
Hi, thank you. Thank you, Florence. So my name is Céline Chélat. I'm at the Bachelor. I'm the third-year officer. In French, my title is Conseillère pédagogique, which gives you a little more detail as to what I'm doing. I'm in charge of the third year and helping them and guiding them throughout their year, with orientation towards masters, with things like this, and in general with any issue they could have with academics. And yeah, we're here to help. And we're very pleased today as well to have Skander with us, who is an alumnus from the first year of graduated student, the BX 2020. So Skander, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Céline. So yeah, my name is Skander Moala, and so I'm a BX20. So I graduated in July 2020, and I followed the double major in math and computer science. So I'm very happy today to share my experience with you.
Okay, thank you, Céline. Thank you, Skander. So we're going to make a start with the presentation of the Bachelor of Science and with a focus on this double major. And at the end of the presentation, you will have time to ask all your questions using the chat function. So let's make a start. Okay, so first of all, some key facts about École Polytechnique. So the school was created in 1794. It is located in Palaiseau, which is a small town near Paris. We have about 3,600 students, and about 40% of them are international students. We offer different kind of programs. We have an undergraduate program, which is the Bachelor of Science. We also have an engineering cycle and a Master of Science and Technology programs. Another important thing to know is that we have 23 labs on campus, which is great for students to discover the research field. And last but not least, we are very well ranked in the national and international rankings. So for example, we are the first French institution in the world top 200 most international universities. Now let's talk about the Bachelor program. So this program is a 3-year program entirely taught in English. So during the first year, students follow the same scientific common courses. And then at the end of this first year, they have to choose a double major that they will follow during the second and the third years. So they have the choice between 3 double majors. We have math and computer science that we're going to talk about today. There's also math and physics, and finally math and economics. And students also have some courses. Well, we have their humanities and social sciences, sports, innovation and management, and entrepreneurship, even if the science is the basis of the program. So the Bachelor is a very selective program. So we are really looking for top students with a very high potential in math and in science in general. And it's a research-oriented program. We will talk about it a bit later on. So let's now focus on the double major. Céline, if you want to start.
Yes, indeed. So you will be choosing your double major in your second semester at weeks of your first year. And if you choose math and computer science, you'll see that there are mandatory courses that remain throughout the 3 years and that we have put here in the middle. That is to say languages, sports, and personal development. But obviously you'll have a balance between mathematics and computer science. And actually the best one to speak about those courses will not be me, but will probably be Skander. So I'll probably ask him, what he would say is the key course of the math computer science. What are the most challenging ones? Which were your preferred ones? Could you tell us a little bit more about those?
Yeah, sure, Céline. So I'd say that, first you have a huge breadth of courses. You have like courses that teach you the basics, like object-oriented programming in C++. And then you have courses that really go deep into mathematical reasoning, like logics and proofs, which is actually proving like proofs in math with computer science. And then you have like engineering classes, for example, computing architecture, where you go very deep into like how the language on which the processor is using to make the computations. And you also have networks if you're interested in internet and so on. So yeah, so there's a large breadth of courses, and if you want to specialize in something, I mean, you have the machine learning class, for example, that is going into all types of machine learning, unsupervised, supervised, even reinforcement learning, which is a very nice thing to learn by semester 4, like as a second year in a bachelor program. I'm actually doing research in machine learning right now, and I'm using what I had learned in reinforcement learning in that class.
Great.
And then for math, yeah, you have a mix of algebra and analysis that will help you analyze the algorithms in computer science. Or if you want to go into applied math, then that's also very nice, I'd say.
Absolutely. And as you can see as well, you do have a choice of humanities courses within Introduction to Science and Technology Studies and the Philosophy of Science and Technology, which you will also find in the third year. Thank you very much, Skander, for describing to us which are the main courses. Maybe you can move to the third year courses. And the third year here is a very special year for our students because many things are happening actually in that year. First of all, in semester 5, you have the option to go on an exchange with our partner universities. I'll come back to that later. We're going to speak about the exchange in a couple of slides. And in the semester 6, you've got the bachelor thesis, which is the mandatory research internship in our program. Again, I'll come back to that a little bit later, and Skander will be able to tell us what he did during his bachelor thesis. So as you can see, year 3 is the same. You still have the languages, the sports, the personal development. I did not necessarily explain what personal development was. In fact, these are courses to help you on your everyday life. I know that in the first year, for example, you do have one that is about transitioning from high school to university. You also have in the second year, I think it's in this semester 4, you have a speech contest as well that teaches you the art of eloquence. And sports, of course, because it's in the DNA of our school. It's sports facility are quite big there. And as you can see, you still have the humanities here, masterpieces of Western literature. So this time you can do a bit of literature. And another course that is a bit special is MIE, Fundamentals of Organizations, which is management, innovation, and entrepreneurship. And I do believe Skander took that one as well, yeah?
Yeah, I did take it.
Mm-hmm. So what would you say are the key courses? I know that like we do have challenging courses in this year, like topology and measure and integration are always the big ones. But what would you say would be the most interesting course in this year?
I'd say it's the last courses in semester 6. Because you did your bachelor thesis, so you have, you have a break from classes for some time, and you learn to use the knowledge you learned in year 1 and 2. And so when you come back to take classes, you take them differently. I mean, you become, let's say, more interested in the concepts and in how you're going to use them in the future, rather than just learning to pass exams and so on. And for example, if I take complexity, it's not only analyzing algorithms and their complexity, it's rather about computability and the theoretical computer science and the problems that are impossible to solve with computer science. And if you're going into research, this is very interesting, for example. And then you have, I'd say, computer graphics, which I didn't take, but which is like project oriented. And many of my classmates spent a lot of time debugging their I don't know, debugging their scene. They had a cat and they had to like throw lights on that cat to make it appear on the screen. So it has a lot of physics and computer science into it, if you're into ray tracing and so on. And for the mathematics, you have image and analysis, registration and segmentation, which are quite important. We studied them with applications in the health industry. It was, I think, diagnosing like brains, which had like a topology that was different from normal brains, and you could, thanks to math, diagnose basically whether you have a disease in the brain or something like that. So yeah, I'd say they're very interesting to take after a bachelor thesis.
And indeed, since you mentioned health, it reminded me as well that I forgot to mention that you can have minors as well in computer science, either biology or chemistry. Did you have a minor, Skander? I can't remember.
No, I didn't take a minor. I mean, I had other activities, but yeah, I wasn't really interested in a minor.
Oh, very good. It was perfectly free to do this. Absolutely. I think we can move on to the next slide. So as I mentioned, indeed, we've got an exchange semester that is possible with our partner universities. So here you have them, the ones that are available for math and computer science. So obviously it's subject to change from one year to another. Skander's year was able to go on all the exchanges that were proposed. This year, the BX21, unfortunately, due to the pandemic, faced a different situation, but indeed it's generally quite a popular feature of our program, and students do enjoy their semester in exchange, because they can choose courses. It's the opportunity to choose courses that are not available at LEECS. If they have, like, let's say, a particular interest in engineering, maybe they could take more engineering courses, which are not so much our stronghold in the Bachelor of Science, since we are a research bachelor. And therefore they could take that during the exchange. We do have the popular universities, like EPFL is generally quite popular with students, ETH as well, but Toronto as well. And I believe that Skander went to Toronto. Could you tell us a little bit more about your exchange and what you derived out of it? What was great, or what was good about it?
Yeah, so I did go to the University of Toronto. And like you said, I took engineering classes that were not offered at École Polytechnique, because Bachelor is more oriented towards research. Because I was interested in being able to build an app, basically. So I took classes in databases, in software engineering, which were like project focused. So we built an app by the end of the class. It's very interesting to go on an exchange, because you are exposed to a different way of teaching as well. For example, my software engineering class was a class in which you had we were 400 students. I mean, compared to the 30 or I don't know, maybe 50 students in a class for a computer science major, that's very different. So yeah, you learn to adapt to this kind of teaching, and you learn, I mean, you take other classes that may not be offered in the bachelor program of École Polytechnique.
Yeah, it's another experience abroad as well, as you said. You know, adapting and getting soft skills as well are important. Getting soft skills is important, sorry. So therefore, that's always a good opportunity. Thank you. And then after you've done your exchange, you move on to something also very interesting in our program, which is the bachelor thesis. It's a very it's a time when students really appreciate as well, because it's another way of learning. You're going to be immersed in one of the laboratories here at LEECS, or maybe in a laboratory abroad as well. I remember Skander did his abroad, and here are a couple of topics, for example, well, more than a few topics that students have done during their bachelor thesis. So it's a minimum of 8 weeks as an intern in a lab, and it can go up to 12 weeks. and it's generally take place between January and March, and then you've got the defense in April. So it's quite a wide range of different topics as well, but I would definitely let Skander tell us about it. What was yours, Skander? I remember it was quite interesting.
Yeah, so mine was not really in computer science. It was in neuroscience and algebraic topology. It was very interesting because you go out of your comfort zone and you don't know whether in like 10 weeks you'd be able to learn a completely new topic, get going with the state of the art in this discipline, and then be able to contribute with what you know. So that was a very nice experience because I was able to provide my team with very interesting insights using computer science for that neuroscience setting. And as you said, I did it at EPFL. I did it at Campus Biotech in the laboratory for neuroscience and topology. And this was my third, if you call it exchange, because I had been at Stanford University for the summer, then the University of Toronto for the fall, and then EPFL for the bachelor thesis. The administration of the bachelor program is quite flexible with this. If you find an opportunity, they will help you take it. And for example, for the bachelor thesis, the exchange administration even got me a scholarship to be able to go to Switzerland and do my internship.
I remember. Indeed.
So that's really great.
One thing that indeed you hinted at is the fact that for your bachelor thesis, you can either choose something that is deeply related to computer science, but you could also choose to do math, either pure maths or applied maths, because obviously, since you're doing a double major, you have a choice. And indeed, here I'm not sure. We put a lot of applied maths subjects. They're more computer science based, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I had a classmate who was doing the double major in math and econ, and who actually did his bachelor thesis on like black holes in physics. But I mean, in a math-oriented way, in a very math-oriented way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Indeed. And many things are happening as well in the computer science department. I mean, teachers are always very happy to welcome students on little projects here and there. It's happening more and more over the years as well. We notice that our students are generally having internships here and there, sometimes during the summer. And you mentioned that there are summer schools as well that we can propose when we have partner universities that offer summer schools. One thing that we have now is, since I think it started this year, the LOR, which is our Students Association, we'll speak about it later, organized a hackathon because it got a computer science committee. It was the first one this year. I think it was quite a real success as well. And one thing that computer science students can participate to, it's the SWORK, so the ICPC contest. I don't know whether you took part in this, Skander. Do you know about it?
No, I didn't, but I know that we got medals every time we went.
Absolutely, and the bachelor students were for a lot in that, so we're quite proud of them. I think that was about it. Thank you, Florence. All right, so obviously, what would be the computer science without its laboratory, the LICS? I cannot tell you much about it outside that it's a very nice building. As I said, our students can sometimes have internships over there over the summer. Did you do something like this? No, you said Stanford summer school, Skander, and did you have little projects here and there with professors?
Not really, but I mean, I went, I think, twice to the leaks. One was for basically a discussion on the bachelor thesis topics. They had welcomed all the double major students for, I think, a breakfast or something. And we were able to meet all the professors there to discuss about the potential topics that they could hire us for. I also know that some classmates were working actually during the year. If you're very good at managing your time, maybe you can spend like one day there to work with the professor. So that's possible. But yeah.
It's quite rare indeed, because it's a challenging and it's full-time program. But it's true that there are little projects that students can do. That's about it, what I have to say about the lab. And obviously, the most important thing is that we are very proud of our students with the universities that they go to after the bachelor. Indeed, we've had masters in statistics, data science at Oxford, as you can see on the screen. We've got someone at Columbia doing computer vision. We've got also people at École Polytechnique doing a Master of Science in Technology and AI, and many more. And definitely this trend is definitely confirmed this year, because we've had students who've already advertised that they've been who have already accepted offers at Harvard University. Others got offers at MIT, and we're very, very proud of our students. Skander, do you want to speak about it? What did you do after the bachelor?
Yeah, so I'm in a special case actually. So I took a gap year because I was both interested in research and industry. So I took a gap year to have experiences in industry and to have experiences in research in industry. So the first internship, I did it at Amazon. I did one for 6 months as a software engineer. And now I'm doing I'm taking a position as an applied research intern, I'd say, doing research in reinforcement learning at a startup. And my interest for reinforcement learning has been confirmed. So next year I'll be joining either the University of Oxford or ETH Zurich for a master's in computer science.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you. Thanks.
I think we can move on.
Okay, thanks a lot, Celine and Skander, for all this great information. Now let's go back to the bachelor program on a general point of view. So it's a very international and multicultural program. As I said it previously, it's entirely taught in English, so we really attract students from all over the world. So here on the screen, you have some key numbers about the current promotion that entered in last September. So we have, I think, 114 students, if I'm not mistaken, Celine. We have 37 countries represented in this promotion, 64% of international students and 80% of international and dual national students, which really highlight the international aspect. Then another thing to know is that we offer French courses for non-French speakers, and there are foreign languages courses for the French speaker. Skander, I think you can confirm that it's an international program. In your promotion, you were with students from many different countries.
Yeah, definitely. I think we were 70, and we were representing 34 countries. That was my class, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now let's talk about the life on campus. I think that's kind of cool. We'll also share many information about it. So first of all, the student life. So as Celine said it, there's a Bachelor Student Organization, which is called LOR. We also have more than 200 student clubs on campus. So maybe Skander, do you want to share any experience you had maybe with the LOR or with student clubs?
Oh, yes, he was part of the LOR.
Okay, great.
He was a founding member.
Oh, great.
Yeah, exactly, Celine. So we founded the LOR in the first year of the bachelor program to promote the student life of the bachelor students who are new on the École Polytechnique's campus. And basically, we try to offer activities that adapt to our very busy schedule and to the interests of the bachelor students. So we usually have like themed weeks. I mean, we have the campaign week, for example, during which you have like events all day long from different teams campaigning for the title of being the board of the student organization. Then you have like weeks for the mental health awareness weeks, and I think there's a sports week where you break records in the Bachelor book of records, and so on. So yeah, there's I'd say the academic schedule is very busy, but thanks to Laure, you will have like activities that will fit your schedule, and during which you'll be able to enjoy your life.
Thank you. Okay, now we can talk about the student support that is offered in the program. So we have, for example, tutoring classes that are given by students from the engineering cycle of École Polytechnique. We also have a great dedicated team of the Bachelor program.
Two teams.
Yes, two teams, you're right. Maybe Celine, you want to talk about the
Yes, I can do a bit of this. So you do have first, second and third year officers, which is the academic team. And then you have the personal development team. You've got coaches on campus with you that stay until they are on duty until 10 o'clock at night. And the coaches are quite important in the student life. They're there to relay, to help you with your everyday life. With let's say, I often say, you know, imagine your tap is leaking in your apartment. Who do you call? Generally, well, you call your coach to know who to call to fix this issue. They also proposed after class sports sessions, activities, and they're here really to help the students. And, you know, they're just like little big brothers and sisters, you know, just in case you feel a bit down, you can go and see your coach, and they'll give you a good pep talk, and they'll relay, of course, information to us, and us, the officers. We're definitely here to help you with, well, in the first year, making your choice of double major and minor. In the second year, Nadège prepares you to make a choice for your master's, start thinking, getting organized. And myself, when you start really applying to master's degrees, I organize workshops on how to write an SOP. I proofread SOPs as well. I do that a lot. And obviously, we try to help you prioritize your time over, you know, prioritize your time between classes, interviews, preparations for competitive entrance exams, etc., etc. So we're here to help in general, and if there's any issue, students do come to us. So you won't feel alone in the Bachelor program. You're not anonymous.
Thank you. And finally, there are these innovation research aspect. So we have, as I said, 23 labs on campus. So there's a great opportunity for students to maybe visit or do internship in the research centers if they want to during summer, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now the accommodation. So if a student is admitted into the program, he or she will have a room on campus. So students share apartments. As you can see on the screen, there are some really nice pictures of the Bachelor housing building, the new one that opened in January 2020. So students share apartment. There are 4 or 5 students per apartment. And then students have their own private bathroom and room. And then there are all the common spaces that they will share, of course. So that's all for the presentation. Some really last information, but quite important. On the screen, you have the website, which is programs.polytechnique.edu, where you can find all the information about the Bachelor program, the double major, and where you'll be able to apply if you're interested in the program. And then you have 2 email addresses. If you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to help you. And last thing is that we have another webinar coming up on June 17th that will be focused on the math and economics double major. So that's all for the presentation.